to the National Academy of Science and Technology, and all public and private organizations represented here today. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. The Philippine-American Academy of Science and Engineering, or PAASE, joins NAST and other stakeholders of the Philippine Science, Technology, and Innovation ecosystem in the launching of PAGTANAW 2050 this morning. This is such an auspicious occasion and a triumph of the meeting of the minds of the most distinguished scientists in the country. PAASE is now declaring its support of this STI foresight and strategic plan. PAASE now comprises of close to 500 scientists and engineers of Filipino descent and are based in different parts of the world, but mostly in the US and the Philippines. The launching of this important plan is quite timely as PAASE is celebrating its 42nd founding anniversary this month, having been formally established in April 1980 by the late scientist engineer Dr. Mariano and 22 other founding members in Indiana in the USA. PAASE is now composed of 14 research expertise clusters of scientists across a variety of disciplines and trans-disciplines, including the social sciences. Please visit paase.org for our many activities. PAASE is now also a DOST certified organization and has several partner universities, local, international, local governments, international NGOs, and recently PAASE conducted a series of roundtable discussions dubbed a Week of Pro-Science Activism, attended by leading scientists and economists, presidents and officials of SUCs and SGIs, STEM educators, officers of industry, foundations, and non-government organizations. These consensus-building discussions led us to identify action points that dovetail with PAGTANAW 2050 and would serve as our position paper for consideration of the incoming administration. These include the increase and leveraging of the national budget for STI, reinforcement of S&T human capital development that requires improvement in STEM education and mentoring practices, creation and enabling of multi-stakeholder partnerships and structures for STI across sectors and communities, thus recognizing the importance of social capital in transforming STI ecosystem. We will advocate for the promotion of STI in the regions and support regional institutions, the establishment of Research One universities, and tapping our global network for S&T research and development. Similar to PAGTANAW 2050, we agreed to take part in the development of evidence-based STI policies and programs that will lead to removal of structural, institutional, and other barriers to S&T research and development, the use of active and collaborative learning strategies, and the understanding of the use of language, including the mother tongue, in teaching and learning science. We will also seek to improve our S&T data infrastructure and harmonizing our data collection strategies. And finally, together, we will seek to enhance the social impact of science and technology, which has to be inclusive and empowering, focusing on the impact of the scientific enterprise on the Filipino people, improving the economic condition and alleviating poverty of household and communities, increasing health and well-being of individuals and families, and empowering marginalized sectors. PAGTANAW 2050 recognizes that science does not exist in a vacuum. While we are laying down a blueprint for the way moving forward, we are cognizant of the social and cultural context of the drivers of change. The influence of culture and society on the development of scientists, for example, thus avoiding a one-size-fits-all approach, and learning to adapt models that work. Again, I'd like to congratulate NAST and the many movers and shakers responsible for crafting this plan. Rest assured that PAASE will be an ally in implementing actions that will come out of the plan. Magandang umaga pong muli sa inyong lahat.